Hey everyone, welcome to Car Review. Today we're going to do a no spoiler review of the new movie JOJO Rabbit. So let's get into it. So, JOJO Rabbit is this new comedic take on World War II, specifically the Nazi youth, by director Taika Waititi. And Taika Waititi is making a name for himself because the most flamboyant, large scale thing he's done so far has been Thor Ragnarok. And going back to make the smaller independent movie, this movie is incredibly independent. I'll get into that in just a sec. But having him go from such a large budget and a large production down to this is amazing. You definitely feel his writing sense and his comedic chops really come through. Not that they didn't in Thor Ragnarok, but with here he was given a lot of creative freedom. He directed, wrote, produced, and starred in this movie, and so his fingerprints are all over this. It was really a passion and a love for him, and you can tell that by watching the movie that he had a ball making this, and it made the experience of me seeing the movie a lot more enjoyable. Now, I will say, this movie is very independent, and it's been out for about 2 months now. I think it had a limited release in September and went wide in October, but I'm just now getting to see it in November at the time of this recording because it is in a limited amount of theaters. Still, it's in less than 1,000 theaters. I think it's in 995 last time I checked, and I was completely surprised to hear that it came to my small town or smaller town where I live, because it's such a smaller movie, people don't really know about it. But regardless, I'm making this review 2 months, out of its release because if it is playing in a theater near you, go see it. If you have access to this movie, go see it. It's weird, it's different, but you're gonna want to see this. It is inherently funny, but it's also gut wrenching. Okay, there were times where I literally were buckled over in my seat laughing, and then there were times where I literally felt tears coming to my eyes because this movie can deliver a heck of a gut punch. Okay, it it does make light of the Nazi regime in World War II, but it also does a great job of portraying the seriousness that was going on during World War II. So, where there are moments of complete levity and humor, this movie can also knock you on your butt and make you feel terrible and just make you want to leave the theater. And it's that great duality, those perspective changes that made the movie feel even more enjoyable. Because this wasn't just a straightforward comedy, this was also at times a drama or a character study. And I thought it was really unique. But I can see how it being unique might alienate some people. People might not know what to expect, and they might not want to see a type of movie like this. That's cool. I respect your opinion. But I'm telling you, don't just judge this thing by its cover. Do a little bit of research, and then if you can, go see it because it's not wide. And I don't think it will get wider than this. I saw it was released in like 100 theaters a month ago, then it kept on going up, and now it's kind of fizzled out. And I get why that is. But if you have the ability to see this movie, see it. It's one of my favorite of 2019. It should be a Best Picture consideration, and it's also one of Taika Waititi's best performances. He could possibly get a Best Supporting Actor role nomination, and I think he should. But the abundantly well cast is just amazing here. You have these kids who, I apologize, I've forgotten their names because I don't know about them, but you have kids here who are like 20 or younger, and I know 18 is an adult, but I mean they're incredibly young, and the fact that they're able to just act circles around people like Sam Rockwell or Rebel Wilson or Taika Waititi in this movie it's amazing, and this movie did such a great job of finding talent as opposed to just putting a whole bunch of names in this movie. There are names, like I said, Sam Rockwell, Rebel Wilson, Scarlett Johansson is in there too, but they really prioritized the quality of acting and the material over just name recognition. So again, this movie is really not made for mass audiences, but it's a labor of love that I think if you're a film fan, you'll appreciate this movie a lot. I highly recommend you go see JoJo Rabbit immediately. If not, if you can't see it, if it's like 3 hours away, like I would go drive 3 hours for a movie, but I get it, people won't, that's fine. But even if you can't see it, look it up. review it. Watch anything you can on it. Read some reviews. Study it, because it is a really unique film. I think it's a movie that comes along maybe once in a decade, and I think it's great. I really don't have any complaints with it at all. There were a few moments where I felt it got kind of slow, but getting kind of slow isn't a hindrance. That won't make me say, "Oh, no, pass on this one." Absolutely not. If anything, those slower moments in between bits of comedy made it just flow a lot easier. So yeah, definitely check out Jojo Rabbit if you can. See this movie immediately. I highly recommend. It is it's an experience, and I'll leave it at that. All right, that is my review of Jojo Rabbit. If you like this video, comment, share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace.